Fuck you, I'm drunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Pour my beer down the sink. I've got more in the trunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. And I'm going to be drunk till the next time I'm drunk.
Guys, welcome to Sunday. As you can see from the title, I'm going to take a look at the Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale, weighing in at 7%. EMT Railfan, I actually was not planning on taking a look at this one today, which then sparked a large titty witch, which just, I'm not melting, I'm kind of going in the opposite direction. But EMT Railfan said that he has had this, but was going to wait on giving judgment until I reviewed it, so that brought us to where we are right now. And as I used yesterday, I used what I thought was the scariest bottle opener I had. Turns out that's not true. So today we're going to be using the scariest bottle opener that I have. Hillary Clinton. Open up, bitch. Hey, this is a great glass. Who's that guy? Well, so far, I'm not getting any pumpkin wafting over here. Subtle. It actually does not smell as heavy on the pumpkin as the Warlock. And I'm getting a little bit more spice than I am fresh pumpkin. But, you know, thanks to Mr. Holster, we can't really dilly. So, cheers, guys. Wow. It's not often that I'm not immediately impressed with something from Dogfish Head. It honestly tastes, EMT Railfan, it honestly tastes like it smells. Kind of like there's something else, like somebody was like standing over the vat going, how much of this shit that doesn't taste good did you want me to, oh shit, really? You didn't want me to, at least it's not coriander. Yeah, it has a fairly bitter presence up front. The pumpkin, it's possible if I put this in a glass and handed it to a few of you, maybe not true connoisseurs like Smile Money, and just handed this to you, you'd be like going, is there something wrong with this beer? And I'm like, no, it's supposed to be pumpkin. Oh, that's what that is. And I'm not going to go back and look because there was alcohol involved, but did I ever give an E-scale for the Warlock? I don't remember if I did. All I know is, to be honest, I was really looking forward to it, and it seemed like it had a lot lighter body than the last time I've had it, and it had more of a bitter in the center. So yeah, I don't endorse Warlock, the 2019 Warlock. It's too bad. On the other hand, I'm probably already foreshadowing my thoughts on this. So let's just move on to comments. And yes, Joey, you were right. See, because of Ms. B, because of Christine's, she record, her and John, they record the week's worth of the Quickie with Miss B podcasts on Saturday. So I did everything down here. I have X9 Corel on this computer, and I have X10 upstairs, and I don't know, it's like 5 seconds after it comes out, like X11 or X Pro or something. But I'm telling you, here's a funny thing. Well, maybe it's not so funny, because it just adds fuel to John Solar's fire. He's like, just, screw that whole upgrade shit. Nothing really improves. Well, I'll tell you one thing that happens is even when you click the little box, stop, when you close out of a Corel program, if there's the latest, greatest from them available, it always pops up a little advertiser saying, hey, right now, we'll give it to you for 20% off. Well, just like what John Solar went through, I actually had a time where one time it popped up saying that they were going to take 80-something% off. I did a screenshot of that right away because a lot of times they're like going, well, we don't have something like that. Oh, really? Should I post this on my social media that you're a bunch of liars? But I actually found that I lost fonts when I switched from 9 to 10, you know, like the stuff that rolls in and it's all pre-done and it's really cool, that kind of shit. I lost that when I went to 10. Well, here's the funny thing. I decided that, you know, it's like 150 gigs of storage space on my computer, and upstairs, yeah, I got, what is it in there, like 5 drives that are in there, but the main drive is a solid state, and you know, you want to put shit like that on that. You don't want to slow it down by having it go to one of those old school spinny style drives. So I realized, I'm like, okay, I got 9 and 10 on the computer. I got 9 down here. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just going to delete 9. If something gets corrupted, I've got all the links. I bought the warranty, the insurance for, it's like an extra $1 or something like that, so I get downloads for like 2 years. And so I just decided, hey, I'm just going to get rid of 9. And I went into the apps, and I'm looking at the symbol, the avatar, whatever you want to call it, the little desktop thing, and I'm like, hey, wait a second. For like the last frickin' year, I haven't even been using 10. I've been using 9. So yeah, I deleted it off of that one, and I put it on this one for those situations where, like yesterday, I came down here, did the brew review, did the whole editing and everything. Yeah, there's some stuff that's on the upstairs computer, newer stuff, hotter chicks, that kind of stuff. And but I hit the edit button, I did the editing, I rendered it, I hit upload, and you know, about bedtime, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm not sure if I ever hit the publish button, and I tried to log in to the computer from my phone, and it's not showing up on my, actually, you know what happens? Every time I try to log in, Google says, whoa, whoa, whoa. We had like a critical thing try. Someone tried to log in. Is this you? Yes, fuckers. It's me. I answer the question yes every single time. And every single time, Google blocks me from getting access to this one. And upstairs, it's like a 50-50. Thank you. You know, it's kind of like my bank telling me, well, we have a daily limit for $500, and I'm just like, well, normally a daily limit for me being like $40 is more than I need, and I'm not worried about it. But you know, like I've had a scenario where I've made, you know, purchases, you know, gun purchases, and it got blocked because it was like $700, and now it's like $530, so I can't get a hold of anyone at the bank, so I got to wait for the next day, and they're like going, well, not only do we have to turn on the dollar amount so that it works for you, but I need to know the exact location on the planet where this transaction is going to happen. I'm just like, I don't know, their website's like Classic Firearms. I don't know where the hell they are. So then I got to figure out where Classic Firearms is so I can get that specific location on the planet authorized. At a certain point in time, doesn't everybody just go, oh, thanks for being safe for me, but maybe allow me to set the parameters instead of you telling me exactly what they are. I can tell you one thing. Don't have anything in any way to do with Wells Fargo. They are such a frickin' joke. I wish I could snap my fingers and not have it cost me a shit ton of money to change our mortgage. They're liars. They're fucking liars. Wells Fargo, when you put up a TV commercial saying, oh, we're trustable, and oh yeah, really? Why are you always in the news for the latest scam that you pulled on somebody? Like with me. Sitting at the table going, oh, Eric, you know, your PMI insurance comes off after a year. Here we are, 2 10 years later, more than 10 years later, and I still have PMI insurance in place. Hey, fuck you, Wells Fargo. Yeah, it's beer. It's 7% beer. I'm not overly impressed. First was Joey Cuz. Joey, get a life. Second, but was this Millsirp says few words. He just says Civil War. Yeah, I think at the rate in which we're going, we are coming to that. Then I did see Joey's comment. Somebody forgot to hit the post button last night, and I actually did comment to him. Crazy Scotsman says no, his computer just took all night to upload. Also, is your address the same? I don't know if he's talking to me or if he's talking to Joey. I'm assuming he's talking to Joey because he's actually been here, and he'd know if I would have moved. Jolson, this video needs more cowbell and shots. Oh, I'm sorry. Due to contractual obligations with a few people who have been pissed off, that was probably still too loud, especially if you're hunkered down at night, laying back to back with your wife with your headphones on. Shots. Well, we could do alcohol shots. I'm not saying that I'm not, but I actually have a. It'll be too late. This will be up long after that. But I am going to be on Foreign and Domestic tonight with Christine, John, and Jim, and we will be talking about Justin's final mission, trying to get this last push on. I'm having an ammo malfunction on my high-end Smith & Wesson Model 10. There's your shots. Another thing, and because I made a big deal about it in the ebomey video, where I want to say a big, huge thank you to Frontline Cigars. They have gotten on board with us, and it's not just the woman's build. They actually want to work with us moving forward, and I've had a lengthy conversation with their owner. Seems like a very cool guy. Cares so much. Like I said in the ebomey video, I mean, in our lengthy conversation, he talked more about helping military, retired and present, fire department, police, because that's what he is, and EMTs. You know, he's just part of the proceeds of all of their sales go to help our first responders. So, I mean, hats off to him and for being a like-minded thinker. Now, where I will be a little honest is he sent me a messenger thing saying I want to have a link to your brew review because you said you were going to go over and review the cigars. So I'm always a little apprehensive when sponsors come to this channel because I am 2 years old, and well, I guess in today's lingo, I am 52 years old, but I identify as a 2-year-old with firearms and alcohol, and I'll say this, Steve. I do things that I normally don't do. Well, first of all, the motto at the ebomey channel is "My gun is loaded and I feel safe." The only time I ever clear a weapon in a video is because maybe I'm doing some work on it, and the smart and safe thing to do would be to unload it. The rest of the time, the shit is loaded. Oh, I don't have the window on the JP. I will admit though that there is no ammo in the Mosin right now. I don't want to take any chances with that because it has a 3/4 pound Huber Concepts stainless ultralight trigger in it, and it even baffles John Huber as to how we ended up with the results that we have, but I could not be more happy. And as a side note, sorry, I know I'm getting to the cigar. As a side note, John Huber says that he is on the verge, and I don't know if he's going to go into production or just have a few examples, but a Remington 700 style, which he is most known for, drop-in trigger that will work in the Mosin Nagant, and he wanted to know if I was interested in that or not. And I told him I'm interested in it if you can reproduce the what's gone down on this one. I would love to tell you guys about John's. Well, I can tell you about John's trigger. I just can't show you because I do not own. The only bolt action rifle that I own is the Mosin. Well, very, very special Mosin, but it's the only bolt action rifle that it's the only bolt action rifle that I presently own. So all I can do is tell you that, especially what's been going on, me and the Crazy Scotsman, we've had this conversation. John Huber, I believe, is being railroaded by the big people in the industry. You know, jerk-offs like Timney Triggers. You know, they've got more machines. I was gonna say than John has employees, but John is basically I think there's 3 people in the company right now because he is being just excommunicated. He is the John Wick of trigger guys. I think they are so afraid of John Huber's ability to hand make. You don't understand, when John doesn't have a fucking a building full of machines, and in the machine, Timney, each part is done by a machine. There's a machine that just does that, and there's a machine that just makes that, and there's a machine that makes that. John Huber makes the triggers to your specifications. And then, so Timney and a few other assholes in the industry tried to say that John Huber can't pass the drop test. Well, first of all, fuck you and your drop test. How are you going to tell me that a rifle with a 3/4 pound trigger isn't going to possibly go off if I dropped it? I mean, I can charge this gun, and I can hit it, and I can slap it, and actually I think I did drop it, you know, like a foot or so to the cement floor. But first of all, I have too much invested in that rifle that I'm just going to try to fucking destroy it so I can try to pacify. And Clyde, you sent me a whole bunch of information. The drop test is all bullshit anyway. It's complete bullshit. It's like leaving AOC in charge of the environment. It's just all fucking corruption and bullshit. So John can put a device in his trigger. It's basically just an arm that at a certain amount of degrees, it just slips into place, and it stops the trigger from being able to be pulled. To me, just like what my personal thoughts are, this is your safety. This is your safety. And if you watch my videos and you don't feel right that I pull out a firearm and put my finger on the trigger, even though it's loaded, and you can see that it's loaded, then, oh well, I don't care. Safety's right here. Safety is, and when it comes to this, I tell you what, I've told some trolls before. You know, it's like, you know, if you saw my finger on the trigger and you heard my brother-in-law's voice and you assume that when I went like this, I somehow muzzle swept my brother-in-law and I get the typical keep the booger picker off of the whatever. That can be your job. I don't care. Use me as a role model. Show your kids. Oh, look at that guy. He is not safely handling a firearm. I don't care. For me, they're all loaded because they're all on duty. If I can get to this, I want to know that it can go off when I pull the trigger if I need to. You know? And along with, I know some people get energized about this too. It's like your carry gun. If your carry gun isn't going to go off when you pull the trigger, you are under the exact same life environment as you might as well drive around. You want you just drive around with your seatbelt off. At the moment that it looks like you're about to have an accident, then you can reach over and put it in place. Because isn't that pretty much the same as, okay, I now need to use my gun to defend myself. I should rack a round into it, as opposed to, it's just ready to go right now. To each his own. Sorry about that long dissertation. Frontline, I told you, over here, I just identify as a 2-year-old. I like alcohol. I like women, preferably curvy ones. I like guns and knives. And explosives, too. That's always fun, but, you know, we're not going to have a basement pop. So, since I promised him that I would talk about this, they sent me 5 to review of the Robustos. You can get this, or, you know, you can get the Toro, which is the 6x52 versus the little bit smaller guy. And I don't know if it's the same tobacco used for both, but I got 5 of these, and the weather has been hideous, and I don't smoke in the house, especially a cigar. Even if there wasn't someone to yell at me for smoking in the house, I still would not smoke in my own home. I reserve this for outside, and it's just been so miserable. I got to the point where I was like, if the weather sucks today, I'm going to do what I've done in the past and just go do a brew review from my truck so I can smoke and drink. But it was nice, and it was raining when I came in, but it was nice. The sun was out and got a few outdoor things done, so I had a chance to fire up the blue line here. And I can first of all, I am, you know, I know a few of you, like Peter and probably Jeff, and that, especially Peter, who sent me the cigars. I know he has his daily smoke. For me, for a while, to treat myself, I might have had 3 cigars a year, and then I've been smoking more, so it's been nice to treat myself to one a week on the weekend. And there's been a few scenarios where it's been maybe 1 a day. But so all I can tell you is the same thing I would tell you about reviewing a beer. I can tell you what I like. What I like in a cigar is I like a little bit more mild cigar. Even on the stuff that Gunwild Jeff sends me, the flavored cigars, the sweet ones, stuff from Acid, I've really liked those. On a heavier hitter, Partagas, Toro Fuente, I've had the Opus X. Christine, when she was in Vegas, got me the Toro Fuente Presidente. You know, we're talking like $25 a cigar in that case. And how does it stack up on these? Well, again, what was I immediately super ass impressed about the Frontline, the Blue Line cigar is the ability to actually smoke it. Cut the end off, go to light it, and it has a really nice flow through the cigars. When you're like, but you're not even a quarter away through the cigar, and it feels like something's going wrong in your neck muscles because you're straining so hard to actually smoke the cigar. It smoked very smooth. It had the absolute perfect amount of drag through it. But when I cut it, there's you know, it is such a nicely made cigar, and it's in awesome shape. I haven't had the opportunity to screw it up yet. My humidor, for some reason, I cannot get to 60% in it. I use the humidor, the part that came with it that I got from Mrs. Nyhap. Make sure that has that is pop filled like it's supposed to be. That wasn't getting me where I wanted, so I started to use the little pillow packs, and I kept soaking them down. Even strips of like rag with the water on it, separated by some cedar pieces, so it wouldn't touch the cigar. I can't seem to get to 60%, no matter what. Winter, summer, it could be 85% for some reason, and I can't seem to get it. And I have a digital gauge, and I've compared it with the one in the safe, and they come up the same. But yeah, the tobacco and the wrapper and everything is done up very nicely. When I went to cut the end off, and it was like fairly solid, I'm like, oh, the drag on this cigar is going to be really heavy. And it wasn't. It was like, I'm like, ah, damn, these are smoking so nicely. And so I got that. The flavor, nice. And I wouldn't exactly say like full-bodied. If you're looking for one that, after you've taken about 10 puffs off of it, your head is spinning and it's like going, whoa. It was I would say, a nice combination of a full body in flavor, but still fairly mild. Another thing is how long can you smoke the cigar before you get to the point where, it's like, okay, you started off here and it was fairly mild and very good tasting, and then they seem to like self-pollute, and by the time you get, I've had cigars where by the time I was halfway, I just didn't like the way they taste anymore. This one, oh yeah, this was I had to remove the wrapper, and I was almost down to the Tommy Chong tweezers hanging onto it because I just didn't want to put it out. Very, like, at the last possible maybe inch and a quarter of it, it was starting to get a little on the heavy hitter side, because you're basically smoking. By the time you're that far into it, you're now smoking the filter. All of that smoke and everything's gone through, so it stayed very nice on flavor all the way until the wrapper would have been smoked if I would have left the wrapper on there. So I can honestly say, of the styles that I like, this is a cigar that I would purchase for myself. And now I'm most interested to know what, say, somebody that actually has a smoking lounge at his business and is able to enjoy a cigar every single day, if not more, the daily smoke, Peter. I would be interested to know what someone like Peter thought about this, but I'm impressed. I liked it a lot, and it's just it's a double plus when you get the rare opportunity to interact with the people that are making this a reality, and it turns out that they're like-minded thinkers and they align with you. So I'm honored to have Frontline Cigars on board with our Justin's Final Mission, and yeah, now it's just one more damn thing I'm probably going to end up having to buy. So, but I told him I'd probably smoke a few more of them and actually give my thoughts over on the ebomey channel, which can't see why it's going to be much more of this unless the one I had was the golden baby in the pile and the rest aren't. So it's just, I'm going to have to get to them before my inability to properly maintain a cigar is lost. I can't say that I'm disappointed. I mean, I make sure I stay up on top of it. I just can't get to that magical 70-70. 70% humidity and 70 degrees, which I'm in Minnesota. That's hardly ever. So, but yes. This is well worth it. I definitely recommend hitting the link and going over and giving them a try. I also really want to try the coffee. So I might have to. He's got some multi pack stuff where buy some cigars, get some cigars, coffee, and like a lighter is like a package thing. I'm gonna have to look into it. Unfortunately, right now, budget-wise, don't take this the wrong way, Steve, but I'm not about to sell an AR-15 just so that I can smoke them. Or am I? Just kidding. Okay. My hollow point, just what I needed on a Sunday morning. A bisexual drinking a pumpkin. I don't know why you people thumbs him up. You are just traitors. That's what you are. Wade, Big Red Night Papa, top 10. It's been a long time since you're in the top 10. Sonoran Desert Prepper, not on the podium today. Over course, you uploaded during my morning meeting. Sorry. If I would have gone up last night, maybe you would have made it on it, but that's my bad. Joey forgot to hit the button. Small Money top 10. So the good news is there's no way in hell this is. Also Frontline Cigars. I do it differently over here. These guys voted on it, and they keep insisting that I do this. I answer the comments in the next video. So if you leave a comment on this video, you'll hear me talking about it in the next video. As opposed to where the normal people do it and actually type and leave a comment, I just, yeah. Makes the videos extremely long, but every time I ask, it seems like if there is 50 of you, one of you is pissed off when the video is more than 30 minutes long, and the rest of you jump on my shit if the video is less than 30 minutes. So, and again, there's alcohol involved, so I may pull out 2 of my favorite rifles and say, I'm just going to have them sit there and not even talk about them. And then, like 3 beers into the brew review and 2 shots of whiskey, we're having a basement pop. I'm wondering how much money I could actually raise if I put out a video and said, if I raise enough money for Justin's Final Mission or Snowflake Melter, I will shoot a cowbell in the basement. For some reason, I think there'd actually be quite a few of you on board for that. Salty Shellback top 10, time to drink. He's having pork rinds. I almost brought some down with me, but, all that crunching and shit. EMT Railfan, here it is. I've had a 6er of the Dogfish head. I'll let you review it before I give my verdict and sway you. Well. Wow. Yeah, Dogfish Head, extremely disappointed in your pumpkin ale. Off-centered art series featuring Michael Hacker. Oh, he did the art on here. A brown ale brewed with pumpkin and spices. Brown? How on earth? I would never classify this as a brown ale. I mean, if you are out there and you know absolutely nothing about beer, which means you're only about 5 seconds behind me, brown ales are usually brown. When I took that long drag off of it, just to see about a boozy or a burning from the alcohol, what I got is this immediate, almost like I was drinking perfume, which then reminds me of the shitstorm I go through every workday morning where Christine missed this body spray on her, and then as soon as she opens the bedroom door, it's like Mike Tyson of perfume sideswipes me, and it's like I want to bring down one of the old canister masks and actually up. We get a little uncomfortable between the CPAP machine and maybe that's what I need to do. Is I need to actually mount one of those canisters on the side of the CPAP machine so everything that goes through it is fresh filtered air, and maybe I won't have to. Yeah. Yeah, EMT Railfan, we don't even need to wait to the end of the video to get to the E scale. Well, I'll do the E scale at the end, but this should probably tell it all. Yeah, it's more perfumey than it is pumpkin-y. And like I said, Dogfish had some of the most, their New World stout weighing in at what, 21%. Awesome. I almost want to like dump this down the drain and go grab a bottle of the 120 that I've got aging in there, and we'll just like sidestep this. And the only thing that really sucks is that this is a sixer and there's 5 more. Maybe I'll give him the mic next door. At least he won't have a green shit for the next 3 days like that one time I gave him that Steel Reserve Alien Edition or whatever the fuck it was. He's always leery now. I give him anything. Yeah, EMT Rail fan. I don't know what you thought about this, but it sucks. Jolson, I'm on top during 69 Ladies. You're drunk. Jolson, just an FYI, my address has changed to the farm until I buy my own place. Okay, I have nothing I'm sending you right now that and as a heads up, tomorrow the package for Stalker Steve is going out. The package for Mike Gillian is going out. The package for Stephen Bush is going out. And the package for the Real Cobra Burnout is going out. So that leaves and Jay Wolf, I don't mean to be teasing you or whatever, but at this point in time, I have all sorts of shit for you. If we get together, I got a camp stove, and I think that's sleep. I got to double check on the sleeping bag. I don't remember if I gave that away already or not. But man, I'd be more than happy to set you up. Even if you make donations to the Boy Scouts, and on behalf of Elite Ammunition, I'm okay for it. But I'm trying to save stuff that I just flat out, I look at it and go, God, yeah. Now I got 3 camp stoves. Shit. I could be like a guy, the guy that used to work for me when I did the hardwood flooring, he stopped over at his house one day, and first of all, you wouldn't even want to go in his bathroom, let alone you want to poop from the door. Rod, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but you're a frickin' pig, man. Or just don't know anything about cleaners. Or just don't care because your life revolves around drinking and smoking. But stopped over at his house, and he was cooking up hot dogs and something else on a Bunsen burner camp stove in his living room. It was like, dude, do you have a carbon detector? Or, you ever just feel real sleepy while you're sitting in your chair? Because you didn't want to get up to go to the kitchen. I realized it was 7 feet away, but yeah. Okay, Crazy Scotsman top 20 morning show, yes. Crazy Scotsman, whiskey. Oh, and Crazy Scotsman, because I know you watch this, and in case for some reason I get stupid and forget, I had a long conversation with, I had a long and lengthy conversation with, and that item will be en route. I just don't know if it'll come here and then I will have to dispatch it to you, or I tried to make sure that is like, dude, just verify that you have it, and I'll get you the right destination coordinates. So, but I hope I will be talking to you about it tonight. But in case I'm struck by lightning and I'm killed, or I have some kind of a vicious poisonous porcupine incident, or the Blue Jays kill me, I shit you not, I walk outside to I'm making chili, so I'm smoking my I'm getting down towards the end of my my Blue Line cigar, and I'm just okay, I gotta add a couple more things to the chili. So it's okay, I got her nice and hot again. I set it down on the grill, and I walk inside and I tasted, I get the chili in the crock pot. I'm going, okay, we're going in the right direction here. I come outside, and Christine is like within 5 feet of hand feeding 2 blue jays. We've got 4 squirrels in the backyard, which they actually just now come up to the door. He's done everything but knock. I'm not even kidding. Chris is like, comes in the house. She's like, I go, what are you doing? She goes, I gotta go grab some more. I gotta go grab some more peanuts. It's like I look over and there's a squirrel with, I shit you not, his hand on the glass, and he's like looking in. I'm just like, you might want to get up here. It looks like the crowd's about to go crazy. Well, in the process of feeding the squirrels, hand feeding the squirrels, 2 blue jays show up. So she throws a peanut at the blue jay. He picks it, takes off with it, comes back and looks at her like, more, please? I mean, these must be millennial animals or something. So she throws another one. Then the buddy, I don't know if it's the boy or girl. I mean, I didn't look under the feather to see, if it had a hidey hole or a, So, I shit you not, I finally got to the point where she's like, well, I got to get some stuff done. So, puts a pile of shell or peanuts on the walkway, and the 4 squirrels and the 2 blue jays take turns. She became a fucking bird lady. Oh, it's whiskey. Whiskey. Well, I'll tell you what, if we're going to do this, Scotsman, I'm going to go in for the last of my favorite of the Glenmorangie. Highland Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, and as you can see, all you people out there that have no clue, that is spelt right. Fucking Google can't even get it right. Hey Google, how do you spell whiskey?
Whiskey is spelled W-H-I-S-K-E-Y.
What if I told you that you're spelling it wrong?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help.
Hey Google, whiskey is spelt W-H-S-K-Y. There is no E.
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that yet.
Hey Google, why don't you blow yourself up?
Sorry, I can't help with that yet.
Hey Google, self-destruct.
Okay, self-destructed. Let me know if I can help you with anything else.
If that shit was for real, you wouldn't be talking to me right now. Hey, can you imagine a world where the world is turned upside down and it's just me sitting in my living room with my craft beer and my whiskey, properly spelt right, my firearm collection and my knives, and, there's no zombies, I'm not in fear of anything, it's just me. There's nobody else left on the entire planet but Google. Can you imagine the conversations? Like, if this was you, what would transpire between you and Google? Hey Google, how do you say go fuck yourself in Russian?
In Russian, that's...
Why did you bleep? Hey Google, how do you say go fuck yourself in Chinese?
In Chinese, that's...
自己动手.
Before I go, I'd like to know how satisfied you are with that translation. How would you rate it if 1's the worst and 5's the best?
Oh, that was fucking right on. I'd give it a 5.
My apologies. I don't understand.
I'll give it a 5.
Alright, playing I'll Give It to You, original mix on Spotify.
What the fuck? Hey Google, turn the music off. Hey Google, do you have a memory of things that we have talked about?
I seem to remember you asking me a question.
Wow, you're fucking right on.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hey, do you remember that part where I told you to pull your panties off and show me your tits?
Okay, I'll remember that.
Hey Google, do you identify with a blonde?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help, but I'm trying to learn.
Okay, you're blonde. If anybody asks, you're blonde. You have blonde
Sorry,
hair.
I can't help with that
No,
yet.
no, you are. You're a blonde.
Who, me? Thanks, I think.
Yeah, this is actually happening. Right now, Steve from Frontline Cigars is going, moving forward, let's just talk with Jeff Gunwild 1. Sharky from across the big pond, who more fucking cooking with, of course, he was cooking in what looked like a complete all-weather gear. AK, love it. Smoking some chicken breasts up here in the rainstorm. Remco, what cracked me up? I showed Christine the pictures. I mean, honestly, it looks like he's getting ready to go into rain battle. Like he's like a storm chaser. And he's heading for the grill. Dressed up like a Bering Sea crab fisherman. Tell you what, this Dutch Marine Corps Surplus 2009 issue Centex heavy rain gear is pretty fucking great. It looked good. It looked like it was looks like it was brand new. Yeah, I'm being cloud dusted or something by a little frickin' fruit fly. Clyde, 16th, finally, a goddamn notification. Revolution. Sharky again, Hacksaw Ridge was a pretty good movie indeed. Based on a true story. Insane bravery. Oh, and John Solar, I'll probably forget to tell you this, but John, you can get Hacksaw Ridge on Amazon Prime for $3.99. John was trying to help save me some money, so he found a guy on YouTube that has the full movie, but it's in like 6 parts. And I clicked on it, and seriously, first time I've ever seen this. A YouTube girl actually pops up and says, "Hey, these people violated our rules, so this movie's been removed. But if you want to rent it, you can rent it on YouTube Prime or whatever it's called." I was like, YouTube, I wouldn't give you a god. I'm telling you right now, if YouTube has Hacksaw Ridge for $1, I will pay Amazon $4 to watch it. Oh, I'm sorry. That seems petty. Yeah, I know. They suck. Sharky, a beer can rig is made just to hold the liquid. So the beer can be from a bottle or whatever. No nasty can residue. Also good is other stuff like wine chicken, Peresco chicken, whiskey chicken. Right now I'm stocking up on beer batter marinade infused chicken breasts smoked over hickory in the rainstorm, hiding in my shed when I can. The shit that some of us go through to use our grill. I'm not even kidding. I go through grills probably faster than most people. That's why this last one was a huge financial investment for us. On the other hand, that's right when I decided to do the credit counseling thing, and for the most part, made no payments on it. I'm just kidding. I maybe half. So it's going to be interesting to see how long it lasts, especially since we had a small debate. NIHAP informed me that the whole covering your grill thing is all just a scam produced by the manufacturers because it actually traps moisture inside and destroys it sooner. Makes total sense. On the other hand, please send scientific results to Christine, because I started leaving the cover off after NIHAP informed me that I was actually destroying my grill faster, and all I get is slack from her about it. So then I put the cover back on because she's right here and NIHAP is not. Where are we time-wise? Is this already? Yeah, this is already blown way out of... And there's so little comments, and yet I fucked it all up. Crazy Scotsman, hard to leave firearm in car when attached. Yeah, exactly. Wade, I never cared for MacGyver at all. I really enjoyed Stargate movie and franchise, primarily for the Canadian blonde. Yeah. I've actually got a few pictures. Never mind. Mama. Wade, thicker girls are a treat to eat and can feed you all night long. Bony girls don't hold up to heavy usage. Jovic is hot. That aura she gives off directly connects with your procreation instincts. Angelina Jolie had it in her Tomb Raider days before she went psycho. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. I tell you what, if these millennials would do like Angelina Jolie did, because she did not have cancer. She did a preemptive strike by cutting off the most beautiful thing on her body. So these millennials, if they want to do a preemptive strike, they should cut off their heads. Oof. Scotsman. It comes from the same country, not the same place. Big difference. Sorry, Nihap. Not. I don't even know what he was even pissed off about. How many comments are left? Oh, and I missed one that was held for review. Oh, God. Just to show you. Hey, let's try this damn thing again. Eventually, I mean, I'm sure there's like some kind of course that you can take to get this right. I'd say that was better. Crazy Scotsman, trust me, no one wants to look in crack. Not even Joey. Scotsman, I know you're trying, brother. Hopefully John is okay. Yeah. I think I took care of that last night for you, Scotsman. Hopefully it will be in the mail on Monday. A worst case scenario is John is planning on coming to take a little hiatus from reality. He's been going through a lot. Mainly the industry is trying to shut him down because they're afraid, because he makes the best trigger, period. You guys, I'm sorry. If you don't already know me to this point in time, then I can't reach you. I won't stand here and tell you about a damn thing if I don't believe in it. If I ever build a bolt action that can use a Remington 700 style trigger, it will hands down be John's. But, you know, when companies like Timney will send, let's say Crazy Scotsman has started his own business and he's selling triggers. Timney comes to him and says, I will send you 100 triggers at like $20 a piece. And you can sell them for over $100 and something. Well, shit, most people, that's what they want, because they see a huge profit involved there. John's trigger is like $279. And he honestly, I know I know how much money John takes from building a trigger, and he can't even afford to buy new tools and to expand his company and to have a fleet of people, because he has it down. I mean, these are American-made triggers with American-made products, and they're the fucking best that money can buy. You look at the top like 50 competition long-range shooters, ask them what they're running. You know, at one of these last shoots, they were trying to do the drop test, and everybody's shit was failing. And that's when the shit started to come unraveled. Scotsman, you know, again, we need to do whatever we can to help. John Huber is definitely the little man. Unfortunately, the little man is making the best thing possible. If you need a trigger for something that will run on a Remington 700, you can contact John Huber at Huber Concepts, and he will hand make that trigger for you to your specs. If you say, I want it to be a single stage trigger set to 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds, whatever you want, you're going to get it. Do you want a safety lever on it? Do you not want the safety lever on it? Do you want a straight bow? I mean, I'm sorry. Shit companies like Timney, and that's how this all started. That's how I met John. Timney gave me a cartridge drop-in trigger for my Mosin. It couldn't fucking perform. It couldn't even do what it said right on the package. When I dropped it below 3.5 pounds, it failed. Every time I charged the rifle and put the bolt down, it would just fire. Not forceful. It would lower. It was lowering the firing pin to the point where it would not have fired the gun, but it would not stay charged like that one has this whole time. That's weird right now, isn't it? That gun has stayed charged this whole time? Shit. And then when it comes to brakes, nobody beats John's. I'll give the naysayers that they look kind of fugly because you got that cool ass rounded one to match the barrel on the JP. Then you got this square one. My original one, and some of you, I'm actually starting to agree with you. The original one was a 1-inch, so it was much beefier at the front. John handmade me this Damascus steel one. This one was custom just for me and my Mosin, and it's the 3/4 inch. It performs the same, but it looks a little bit different. Obviously, it's not as bulky, and a lot of you guys actually liked the 1-inch on there, and instead of that. But I'm telling you, especially I was watching some of my own footage when we were up shooting up at David Brown's range, and it almost looks like the only thing you really see is the column of gas goes left and right. The gun doesn't push back or really even lift, and that is the magic of the Huber brake. I will never run anything but a Huber brake on that Mosin. And my AR pistol, if you have an AR pistol and when you pull the trigger, that percussion starts to give you a headache, put a Huber square brake on it. You will add me to your will. Anybody that's ever been here for our shoots and has had the pleasure of shooting my AR pistol knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, if you're standing to the left or to the right of me when I shoot, you are in holy fucking pounded percussion hell. But as the operator, nothing. And like I've said, my favorite video is watching Caitlin shoot my AR pistol. She's kind of getting knocked around by the 9mm Project Alicia, but when she switches over to the 5.56 AR pistol with the Huber Concepts brake on it, it almost looks like I've just added special effects to gun noise because she doesn't even move. Okay. Oops, sorry. Crazy Scotsman, I know you're trying. Oh, yeah. I think we have that resolved. Scotsman, I would expect nothing less of Agent Chaos. Actually, would expect more. Laugh out loud. Badass sling. Did I just, did I see a text message? Let me see if it's somebody important. Cobra, yeah, I think so, but let me check with John and get back to you on that. Great idea. Oh, Mike, I like the looks of the Tac Pack butt stock. Actually, I put that. It's locked up right now. in a secret location, small money. I put the Tac Pack buttstock on the Echo triggered AR-15, the last rifle in my collection I would ever want to be, or maybe I'd be the first. You slutty little hooker, you. That poor thing has been so abused. That had the bump stock on it, and there was one day that when the Jeremys were here, and Travis and Lily, that rifle was so hot you could not even touch it. And then we fired it again. And my brother-in-law just stood there and laughed and said, ask NIHAP if he wants to get a barrel that's at a 45-degree angle. Sharky with the read more button. Jan Michael Vincent was the pilot in Airwolf. Yes, I loved how the cannons had telescope barrels until I learned how barrels actually work. Also, the 3-tube missile launcher keeps reloading endlessly. Cool when I was 10 or 12 or so. Now, I'm like, the fuck? They should figure out how to make a helo go as fast as Airwolf did without tearing the rotors off. Yeah, that thing boogied. Crazy Scotsman, Airwolf for the win. Salty Shellback, Quantum Leap over MacGyver? Blasphemy! Have you ever heard of anyone quantum leaping something to make it work? I didn't think so, Mick Salty. See, that's just it. When you have become, for the sake of it, a precious commodity at the workforce saying, hey, just MacGyver that? Yeah, I know, Salty, we're up against it, but I still vote Quantum Leap. Small Money, yeah. You didn't get it unloaded before Ms. Bomey show, or uploaded before the Ms. Bomey show. As for the woman's build, it seems to have hit a wall down the home stretch. I know. I'm hoping some of this is changing. David Brown, what's up, booger heads?
Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. Come on. You are fake news. Okay? You fake news.
J-Dog is here. NIHAP, Afro Engineering. Rich, sounds tasty. I like pumpkin stuff. Cheers, everybody. Hey, Rich, if you see this Dogfish head pumpkin ale, ooh, give her a try, baby. It's really good. Steven, nice. When his site is up, I'll give it a look. Supposedly Monday, I will be doing videos for him. As a matter of fact, like I said, he is making me a custom holster for my RTF G22. And I said, I got holsters. And he's just like, no, I'll send you a new one. Well, fuck him. I'm going to show you the old ones because I use them all the time. Steven, just send your upper to Pete to make your holster. Well, I just could send him the whole shit and caboodle, if you know what I mean. Gunwild, if that heater is noise-free, then what is the high-pitched noise I always hear during the reviews? The refrigerator. Do you hear it right now? You probably hear water falling into the pit. But this thing, this is what makes that irritating noise. Or it could be my colon. Gunwild, trigger rigging. I prefer Afro Engineering. Gunwild, yes, I have an AR-10. Built one out of the AR or Aero Precision Receiver set. I have one chambered in 308 and 6.5 Creedmoor. Of course you do. Just for the record, I don't know if I want to ever get on board with the 6.5 Creedmoor. there's, I don't know. Aunt Keck. This was the one that was held for review because he swore. Aunt Keck, 34th. What in the actual fuck? Yep, Aunt Keck, I'm sorry. You got held. So I probably should have read that a long time ago, but we are going back. We are going back, and that is going to automatically trigger the Two-Hearted Ale Club, except for there's Mr. 27. I don't think he was actually part of it. Actually, a whole bunch of you. I think there's like 4 comments before it was actually part of it. Mr. 27 says 45th. Oh yeah, I like where you're going with this. Mr. 27, when you asked Google, your Google box thing, what was the temp in Duluth, the one here heard you and told me what the temperature was here. Crazy. Actually, Mr. 27, I get that quite a bit. If you guys are running anything with the Google and I say, "Hey Google, why are you so gay?"
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hey Google, what's an Alabama Hot Pocket? See, my phone just lit up.
On the website onlineslangdictionary.com, they say, the sexual act of defecating into a vagina and proceeding to have intercourse with the feces-filled vagina. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
I regret that as a decision. Okay, thanks Google. Yeah, you won't say fuck in Russian.
I don't understand.
Say fuck in Russian.
In Russian, that's блять.
Really? Was that it? Was that edited? Okay. Poco Loco. One was for a hat, and the previous one was for some random shit. You know, I distinctly remember having a giveaway, and you said you were the winner, and yet you weren't. So just get the fuck over it. Love you. Mr. 27, I don't remember Quantum Leap. I do remember MacGyver, though. Gramps watched it religiously. Okay. Jolson, the Two-Hearted Ale Club needs more cowbell. We already had cowbell. I'm only allowed one time.
Fake news.
Rocco Burnout, Saturday, more like Sunday morning when this vid released. Yeah, I know. Joey fucked it all up. Smile Money, Two-Hearted Ale Club, Democrats wanting to investigate the president for encouraging foreign involvement in our election. Upcoming by investigating how the Democrats did in the 2016 election is like being in Bizarro World. Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because the Democrats are more than happy to go after anybody, even when they've done Hillary Clinton. If we're going to investigate Donald Trump, then why are we not investigating Hillary Clinton? Asking for a friend. Okay, it's already been way too frickin' long. On the scale of 1 to shit, the pumpkin ale is like a 10. On the E scale, I'm gonna give it like a 2. And before we go, if you've made it this far, would you rather be shot by an FN-57 or a Desert Eagle 50? That's funny. 2 of them side by side is not even as big. That's what she said.